6 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister says major reforms are being made in various sectors to provide relief to the common man. Pakistan strongly condemning the killing of 6 more Kashmiris by the Indian troops today has called upon the world community to prevail upon India to halt the bloodshed. The Army Chief says the new government's sincere offer of peace and friendship to India should not be misconstrued as our weakness. The Foreign Minister has said Pakistan wants peace in Afghanistan and will continue playing its role to bring stability in that country. The Information Minister says the government will introduce judicial reforms and special package for the lawyers community. Russia has warned of an arms race globally if the Cold War era nuclear pact was scrapped. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says major reforms are being made in various sectors to provide relief to the common man. He was addressing a ceremony in Lahore today to mark the key achievements of the Punjab government during the first 100 days. He said civil court procedure will be reformed in order to reduce the time involved in disposition of cases. The Prime Minister said the courts will decide the cases in 1 year's time after the introduction of reforms. He said this will be started at the centre, Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan soon. He said the police reforms are mandatory to depoliticize the department and make it a modern law enforcement force. The Prime Minister said agricultural reforms are also very important as it acts as the backbone of the country. He said small farmers will be empowered and facilitated to raise their living standards. Imran Khan said protection of the rights of the minorities is part of the vision of the Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who struggled for a separate country for Muslims that would also ensure equal rights to the people of other faiths. Pakistan has strongly condemned the continuing brutal massacre of innocent Kashmiris by India, in which 6 more Kashmiris were martyred in Taral area of Pulwama district today. In a tweet, the Foreign Office spokesperson Dr. Mohammad Faisal said besides killings, suspension of internet and train services continue as part of oppressive Indian regime in occupied Kashmir. He called upon the United Nations Secretary General and the World Human Rights Champions to prevail upon India to halt the bloodshed in the held territory. In occupied Kashmir, the Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred 6 more youths in Taral area of Pulwama district today. The youths were killed during a cordon search operation jointly launched by the Indian Army, Paramilitary Central Reserve Police Force and Special Operations Group in Arampura area of the district. The authorities suspended mobile and internet services immediately after the killings. The Chief of the Army Staff, General Qamar Javed Bajwa, says relative peace in the country has been achieved at a high cost. He said this while addressing the passing out parade of the 110th Midshipman and 19th Short Service Course held at the Naval Academy in Karachi today. The Army Chief said the armed forces and the law enforcement agencies have rendered tremendous sacrifices to restore peace and order in the country. He said it is our duty to honor this sacrifice through display of unity, faith and discipline in everything that we do. He said Pakistan is a peace-loving country and believes in peace within and peace without. General Qamar Javed Bajwa said Pakistan is trying very hard to help bring a lasting peace in Afghanistan by supporting an Afghan-led and Afghan-owned peace plan. He said the new government has extended a hand of peace and friendship towards India with utmost sincerity, but it should not be misconstrued as a weakness. The Army Chief said it is time to fight against hunger, disease, and illiteracy. The Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi says Pakistan wants peace in Afghanistan and will continue playing its role to bring stability in that country. Talking to media in Multan today, he said Pakistan is providing all-out facilitation for negotiated settlement of the Afghan conflict. The Foreign Minister said it is a good omen that the United States and the Taliban have agreed to sit together to hold talks with each other. He said progress was noted in some dialogue sessions held in Abu Dhabi recently, and the stakeholders have expressed readiness to progress ahead. On the American decision of withdrawing troops from Afghanistan, the foreign minister said the decision will lead to peace in the neighboring country. Replying to a question on worsening human rights situation in occupied Kashmir, the foreign minister said Pakistan has consistently been raising the issue at all international fora. To another question, Shah Mahmood Qureshi dispelled the impression that talks are being held with the United States to release Dr. Shakil Afridi in exchange for Dr. Afia Siddiqui. He told a questioner that former Prime Minister Mohammad Nawaz Sharif was given full opportunity by the courts to defend his case. He said the courts are free to make their decisions and will serve the justice. This is Radio Pakistan. The Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Chaudhry Fawad Hussain, has said the government will introduce judicial reforms and will announce special package for the lawyers community. Talking to a delegation of the Jhelum Bar Association in Jhelum today, the federal minister said the importance of the lawyers cannot be overlooked in our society. He said the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf government is committed to ensure equal justice and law for all. The minister said Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf manifesto largely speaks of bringing revolution for the middle class, and it is only possible if the justice system will work equally for all the communities. The federal ministry appreciated the Prime Minister Imran Khan's step of converting the Prime Minister House into a research university and said it will become as one of the biggest research university in Asia. The National Working Women Day was observed today to recognize the struggle of working women to secure a dignified and respectful working environment. The day was declared in December 2010 in recognition of working women's struggle. The day is also observed to acknowledge their economic contribution countries economic uplift. A partial U.S. government shutdown has taken effect after the lawmakers failed to break a budget impasse. In a video address shortly before the shutdown began, President Donald Trump insisted that the onus was on the Democrats to resolve the closure. Senior Democrats have accused the president of provoking the situation with a temper tantrum. Russia says scrapping of a Cold War-era nuclear pact may lead to an arms race and direct confrontation between several global regions. In a statement, the Russian Foreign Ministry said Moscow has put forward a resolution in support of the 1987 Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, which bans Moscow and Washington from stationing short and intermediate range land-based missiles in Europe. Nearly 300,000 Syrians returned to their homes after the Turkish military conducted successful operations in the region. Speaking at the Second International Coordination Meeting on Irregular Migration, the Turkish Interior Minister, Süleyman Soylu, said Turkish Coast Guards and security forces continue to work efficiently to prevent illegal crossings. A United Nations monitoring team has arrived in Yemen to monitor the fragile ceasefire in the port city of Hodeidah. The group, led by Patrick Kammerert, a retired Dutch general, will hold meetings with government officials in Aden today. 7 Kashmiri workers from Uri area of Baramulla district have died in a landslide in Uttarakhand, India. The incident occurred near the construction site of Char Dham all-weather road in Rudraprayag district of Uttarakhand. In Somalia, at least 5 people were killed and 4 wounded in a car bomb attack by Al-Qaeda-linked group Al-Shabaab close to the president's residence in capital Mogadishu. And now news about sports. Uzbekistan won the International Hockey Open Series by defeating Kazakhstan by 6-2 at the National Hockey Stadium in Lahore today. Meanwhile, in a friendly match today, Pakistan 11 beat Afghanistan by 11-0. And finally, the weather. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while very cold weather in northern parts of the country during the next 24 hours. Foggy conditions are likely to continue in the plains of the Punjab, Upper Sindh and Peshawar division during morning and night hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.